Welcome to the Explainer. In today's digital world, businesses are just swimming in data. Honestly, they're drowning in it. So today, we're going to dive into Sumo Logic, a platform that's all about finding that one critical signal hidden in all the noise and turning total chaos into real clarity. Okay, so let's paint a picture that every tech team, well, dreads. It's peak time, your app suddenly goes down, and now you are buried under millions of log entries. In that absolute storm of data, finding the one clue that tells you what went wrong, it feels impossible, right? And that right there, that chaos, that's the exact problem Sumo Logic was built to solve. You can think of it like the central nervous system for a company's entire tech stack. Its job is to take in all that frantic sensory input and just make sense of it. So what is this thing really? Well, it's a cloud-native platform, and what that means for you is you don't have to manage any of the servers yourself. It just pulls in all that data, we're talking logs, metrics, security events, and turns it into a single source of truth. That way you can see exactly what's going on and act on it fast. Okay, so how does this all work in practice? How do you get from some cryptic error message to a problem that's actually solved? Let's follow a single piece of data on its journey through the system and see how it transforms into a genuinely useful insight. Well, it all starts with step one, collection. Sumo Logic uses these little software agents called collectors. Think of them as messengers that you install on your servers or in your cloud. Their only job is to gather up all the data and send it securely over to the Sumo Logic platform, which kicks off this whole process. And listen, when I say all your systems, I'm not kidding. It doesn't matter if the data is coming from your app's code, your servers on AWS or Azure, your Kubernetes containers, heck, even your security firewalls and APIs. It's all designed to be ingested. But here's the catch. Raw data, especially logs, it's a mess. It's just a wall of cryptic text that's basically impossible for a person to read quickly. So to be useful, it all has to be translated. And this is where the magic happens, because Sumo Logic does this automatically. And this is so cool. Take a look. On the left, you've got this typical messy log entry. But on the right, you can see how the platform has intelligently parsed it. It's like it's pulling out the golden nuggets of information, the error level, that specific order ID, the reason for the failure, and turns them into these neat, structured, and most importantly, searchable fields. All right, so once all your data is structured like this, now the fun begins. You can start asking it incredibly powerful questions. This is the moment you go from just collecting data to actually getting real answers from it. So remember that nightmare scenario from the beginning? With this structured data, you're not searching for a needle in a haystack anymore. It's more like you can just walk up to the haystack and ask, hey, where's the needle? And it tells you. And you do that with a query just like the one you see here. Now, I know it looks a little intimidating, right? A bunch of code. But honestly, all it's doing is asking a simple question in a very specific way. It's basically just saying, hey, for my production payment app, show me all the reasons payments are failing, count them up, and then sort them so the biggest problems are at the top. So, okay, forget the code for a second. What's the real-world business question that this query is actually answering for us? What's the insight it really unlocks? This right here is the magic. This is the payoff. You're literally turning millions of meaningless lines of text into a simple, prioritized to-do list for your team. You know the top reasons for failure, you know which problems are hitting the most customers, and your team knows exactly where to start digging. Okay, on to part 4, from insight to action. Because look, finding the answer is great, but in a live system, every second counts. You have to act on that insight fast to stop a tiny glitch from turning into a massive outage. And this is how you make that signal impossible to miss. Those insights don't just sit in a report. They get piped directly into live dashboards. Think of it like a real-time heartbeat monitor for your entire system that everyone can see. But let's be real. Nobody can stare at a dashboard all day long. So you get the system to watch it for you. You set up automated alerts. You can tell it, hey, if you see more than 50 errors in any 5-minute window, don't just sit there, do something. Trigger an alert, send a message to Slack, whatever you need. So let's walk through what this looks like in a real incident, minute by minute. At 10:01 a.m., a user's payment fails. A log is created. Just 4 minutes later, at 10:05, wham, the system sees a spike and the alert fires. 1 minute after that, the on-call engineer gets a page. By 10:10, they've run a query and found the root cause. A potential crisis is handled in just 14 minutes. That is incredible. And that brings us to our last big idea here, your single source of truth. So what's the big picture? When you bring all this data into one place, you're not just organizing logs. You're creating a single shared reality for your entire company. And the real power of that? It absolutely demolishes data silos. Your support team isn't looking at one tool while DevOps is looking at another, and security is in a completely different universe. Nope. Everyone's playing in the same sandbox, using the same data, just asking their own questions. So the key benefits really boil down to this. It's cloud native, so you don't manage it, you get real-time monitoring, you get incredibly fast search, and it scales like crazy no matter how much data you throw at it. It's everything you need, logs, metrics, security, all under one roof. And what this really gives you is what the industry calls observability. It's kind of a fancy word, but it just means you can truly understand what's happening inside your systems. It's all about covering those three critical pillars. Is my application healthy? Is my infrastructure stable? And are we secure? When you boil it all down, a platform like this is really about one thing: giving your data a voice. It lets you actually have a conversation with your technology. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. If all of your system data could suddenly talk, what's the very first thing you'd ask it?